What's going on, everyone? Exo Ducati here. So I have finally been able to kind of sit back, relax, and gather my thoughts and take care of everything that needs to be. And we are in our Airbnb here, which is really nice, actually, really cool. But here we have the 2025 matte green Suzuki Hayabusa that is turbo, the first in the world, at least from my knowledge. From what people have posted, this is the first one, the only one you'll see with the turbo. And then we also have the H2 carbon. Now really I do have to correct the record here. You know, I always said it has a little R, but I actually did contact Kawasaki and they said it is H2. They just do it for I guess you could say what's it called, like when you trademark something. So it is a H2, but as you know, this is a carbon. Now, one of the things that you will see now, also too, I should note, both bikes are done by Boomstoon HQ here out of Houston, Texas, by Chris Burns, which is really awesome, and so thankful he was able to work on this H2 and get it done and ready. So unfortunately, we won't have the actual built H2, but that will be coming later. And then I think that's the last bike. I don't need any more, realistically speaking, especially after this thing. So I'll dig more into it. But first, let's go over the appearance. As you can see, this H2 actually, so we took off all the matte carbon or matte fairings because I actually just didn't like it, and we have the other H2 and I said let's put on the mirrored fairings. This is actually really cool because it actually allows me to put the matte fairings away, and then when I go to sell this I can give them or put them back on the bike. Now I will say what also makes this putting the reflection fairings on here, it's really cool because for the 2026s they've opened up ordering period, Kawasaki has, and it's all matte now. They took away all the reflective stuff, so that's like really cool. So you won't see H2s now with reflections except for the older ones. Now, of course, we did add some stuff here, the carbon fiber wingless, wingless down there. We went carbon fiber on the dash here, you know, kind of similar to bringing that M1K feel to it. We also did the Van Diemen exhaust. As far as engine wise, we took it as far as possible with the stock one, and that was it. This is not the built H2, so the built H2 will be completely different, rebuilt totally more to handle more power. As you tell, this H2 still has the single side swing arm, which we did carbon fiber wheels. Yeah, so like I said, this bike is an ultimate street bike to have, which I love and I'm so thankful for. You know, thank God, Christ Jesus, my Lord and Savior. Really phenomenal bike to ride. And then we have the matte green Busa here. You know, I can't say anything as of right now, the future of this, but I will say though that you know, this bike is one of a kind. It is honestly the fastest street bike out there. In regard, it is a street bike, and might I remind you all, you can hop on this thing and daily it. You can go 2 hours ride, daily it, 3 hours ride. It won't overheat. It's, you know, you have full access to the power. It is a phenomenal bike. We will be running this at Shift Sector. Both bikes then will be making its way to Dallas, and we'll be going to Quiet and Ghost Meet. By the time this video comes out, it'll be definitely well after. I'll probably be back home, but you know, for y'all to know, yeah, so that's gonna be the next, I guess, video vlog, me walking around the bike meet, showing you all the bikes. But yeah, so they will both be in attendance, which is really awesome. But so what do I think about this H2? Well, let's break down here. Let's do the walk around. Beautiful bike, honestly. So riding it, you know, the thing is that the weight is different. The weight reminds me of my Ducati because the weight is centered in the tank. The weight is centered right here when you get on this bike. When you get on the Busa, the weight is, you can feel the weight is down here in the lower half. And so two things I've noticed with this. The H2 has so much torque. It is a torque monster. And, you know, I've been told it will come up in 5th gear. That's how much torque is to that back tire. And it tests you as a rider to your max potential of how, you know, are you going to risk it, you know, to get into it and push it. And, you know, the bike is flippable. It's just, there's no honest opinion, there's no other way to say it. It is flippable 100% if you don't know what you're doing. I'm still figuring it out, getting used to it and everything. Is it a wheelie popper? Yes, although with the tire setup we went with the Diablo Corsas. So really that's not a tire you really want to pop wheelies on. It's really a tire that you just want to corner on, or go fast in a straight line. If you notice, some people, they run flatter tire for wheelies if they're popping wheelies and stuff like that. Like I said, when it comes to stunt bikes, totally different setup. When it comes to these types of bikes, if you want to harness the power, totally different setup as well. Now don't get me wrong, you can pop a wheelie, but like I said, with a rounded tire like that, you really don't want to. Now from my comparison, what I can break down about both bikes here, so the Busa, now granted, the Busa is fast. It is tremendously fast. The Busa will outpace this thing by a mile. On the start though, so if we're in a roll setup, the Busa actually would be very interesting, but still the H2 would get it out of gate for maybe a split second or maybe even longer. But because with the launch control on the Busa, which I haven't unveiled, but y'all will probably see in Shift Sector, if you watch YouTube, watch Shift Sector events, you will see this thing come alive with the anti-lag, that's where it really shines, because once the anti-lag is kicked in, this thing literally just propels and it keeps pulling. And the crazy thing though is that when you feel the first pullback from the anti-lag, then as it goes up in gears, and you're not getting the full power until you get the 5th gear, and then it fully comes on in 5th gear, and you're holding on for dear life, and you get that second wind, like as in you're just starting again. So break it down to y'all like that. This thing is just so powerful. But then with the H2 actually, it's so wanting to come alive and pull so much. The sound is just ridiculous on this. Now I will say with the other H2 will have the Brox exhaust system, so it will be louder, will be more performance based than the Van Diemen one. Of course, as you all know, they don't make the Brox exhaust anymore, so I was able to get hands on it and have had it for the past year, waiting. But yeah, so also too, I should notice also too, we did the carbon fiber front tire fender there, and yeah, so this bike is, like I said, it's a beautiful daily, beautiful setup. Honestly, in my opinion, I love this bike. I think to the I was at V1 Moto earlier today, and I think we'll see. I did a video there. I may conjoin them with this, but looking back at my M1K and the Fireblade, and looking at this, I'm just so happy and thankful and pleased to have this setup here versus the M1K. The M1K is just such a headache with all the carbon fiber, but not only that, the performance this has to offer versus the M1K, totally different. And this makes me way more happier. Don't get me wrong, the M1K is beautiful with the luxury things it has, heated grips, navigation, phone integration, all that stuff, track, all that stuff. It is an ultimate street bike, but when I'm cruising around, I would want to be on something like this. The Busa, like I said, is just totally different animal. And yeah, so let's look this up here. We'll put one key here, and we won't start it, but we'll get to see here the dash. As you see with the Busa, we got the boost gauge and we got everything in there. Remember to change maps and tunes is all in the system, thanks to Boosted by Smith with the Max ECU, which, like I said, this Busa does not have the stock Suzuki ECU. And then we go over here to the H2, and thank you to Fastlane D. We got the key tags here, as you know, and support Floridians there. Let's get this started here, and we got the H2 coming alive there. So I haven't done a comparison, but a friend of mine has an older H2, so I'll look at his if his comes out tonight, because we also have the bike meet here in Houston tonight that my friend set up for me coming back and everyone to come out to. But as you can see, I've been told the dash is bigger, everything is bigger and everything. Now I will say I got an idea of the gas. This is kind of brings me back to the Ducati, because it only has a light that comes on with the gas. So there is no gas tank, which is why I love the Busa, because the Busa actually comes with the traditional gas gauge, which is very, very nice to have that. But yeah, the H2 is just so beautiful. The reflection, as you can see there, What's that? Well, yeah. So actually, on the fully built one, these will all be, I believe, carbon fiber. This will be all carbon fiber, everything. So really beautiful. Also, the air intake, everything. You know, all the little intricacies. We also the rear sets, everything. Beautiful, beautiful setup. You know, I honestly have enjoyed this bike thus far, but am definitely very, very what's the word for it? I'm very cautious with it, you know, and because it's new, and you know, definitely something you don't want to lay down at all, even just moving it out of trailer or anything. But yeah, tonight we're gonna be doing a me, and maybe I'll throw the videos together. I don't know, it's gonna get too long, so maybe we'll do a separate video with that, and then we're in for it for the whole weekend. So thank you all for watching. Hopefully you all enjoyed these bikes and being able to see them. You know, I have definitely enjoyed being able to get out here, and yeah, it's been such an awesome, amazing ride, and thank you to my wife for letting me come out here, be able to enjoy bikes. Bikes have been a passion and love of mine ever since I was a kid, riding dirt bikes, quads, and get my license in high school. So, you know, always a blessing to be able to ride and stay safe. Y'all, on that note, hopefully I'll see you all out there in Texas. Like I said, this video will drop after, so but you all will know that I'm looking forward to being there, seeing everyone, and yeah, so I'll leave you with this amazing view of the 2025 Turbo Hayabusa matte green and the 2025 H2 Carbon, done by Boomstone HQ, Chris Burns, who's an amazing person for getting this done, the Wizard of Boom. Y'all have a wonderful day and night wherever you are, and remember, the world is evil enough as it is. No need to be hateful, spiteful, angry, nothing. Just wait a split second and just think how thankful we are to be able to continue to breathe. So y'all, on that note, have a wonderful day. Later.